What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Gregson and welcome to Shifting Lanes. Today we have a very special announcement. We just hit 6,000 subscribers on the channel, and thank you all so much for all of your patronage and all of your views and just subscribing to the channel and supporting us. We want to do more of this for you guys, so we are going to have a special announcement today, and that is that my car, this Subaru WRX hatchback 2014 model, we're turning into our second project car. So with that said, I'm going to give you a quick walk around of this car today, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what I want to do with it. And it's a pretty unique build that actually I don't believe has been done before. So let's take a look, and then you may be a little bit surprised. All right, everyone, so this is my daily driver. This is a 2014 Subaru WRX hatchback, and I got this in September of 2013. It was in the last allocation of the hatchbacks. This is one of the 10,000. They only made a run of 10,000 for 2014 because this was the year right before they put in the new model for the 2015s. This is a GR body style, but the hatchback. So this is the last Subaru hatch they ever made. I'm pretty proud to say that. It's a really cool car. It's super fun to drive, but there are definitely some things that I do like and dislike, and I'll get to those in another video, and 5 things I love and 5 things I hate about my car. But yeah, this is it. You can see the old school, as Hanson called it in the Volvo video, vintage Shifting Lanes logo and sticker there. Basically, this thing is an absolute blast. It's utilitarian. It handles like no other. It is such a fun car on back roads. I mean, it is a Subaru, so there are some flaws to this thing. It's definitely a commuter car. It's definitely a sports version of a commuter car. So there's a bunch that is wrong with it as far as stone chips. There's a lot of stuff on the inside that just clicks and bangs, and it's not really, I mean, it's a well put together car, but it's definitely a inexpensive sporty kind of hatchback. But they are, if you don't know anything about WRXs, they have this kind of cult following, and they are just such joys to drive and such a fun car to drive, and they're hugely tunable, which is going to be part of what I want to do with this car. But just to give you a quick walk around, these are 17-inch wheels. They're OEM wheels, and they ride on 235 17R tires. These are Michelin Pilot Super Sports. These are not factory tires. I put these on after the Dunlop SP1s wore out, and that is consistent throughout the entire car. So everything you're going to see here from the wheels are exactly the same, as well as the tires, and that should hopefully be true for any car. As you know, the famous hood scoop for the WRXs is, you know, that's a staple, and this is the biggest one up until the most recent model. So they have this really kind of cool look from the front, where you get the, specifically for this model, the 2011 through 2014 models had these really wide fender flares on either side, which were really nice. The 2008 through 2010s did not have that kind of bulge at the side, and I think it gave it a really cool, aggressive look when they did that. This was called the, I think, the stink eye version. every one of them has an eye. The bug eye, the blob eye, the hawk eye. I think the Evo eye is the new one, or the Civic eye. But yeah, this is, I believe, the stink eye. And I put a just this polyurethane kind of lip on it. As you can see, it's really kind of chewed up. Again, we'll go into that with the build process, but I basically did it because I was really sick of scraping. Believe it or not, because of the front overhang of this car, I mean, there's a lot of this car before the wheel in the front. So because of the front overhang, you're getting a ton of scrapability. If you look at a lot of cars will stop, here's my finger, a lot of cars will stop with the overhang right about here. Specifically in E46 M3, there's very little overhang up front, but you're looking at this whole other piece sticking straight out here, and the car just scraped a lot. So I put just a crummy lip on. I believe it's just a $75 base in R V-Series lip, and that was it. I have some go fast bits that I want to put on this thing. Specifically, there is a wing that I have that I want to put on, but that's pretty much it. So since I showed you the front of the car, let us take a look at this glorious Boxer engine. Oh yeah. So another thing to note about my car, this thing is 100% stock except for sway bars and shifter bushings. So yeah, this thing, shockingly, it is a virgin WRX, which is absolutely insane. So many people don't have that, and a lot of people can't say that, mainly because it's hard to find Subarus that are not tuned. So yeah, this is the famous EJ25 Boxer engine. The WRX of this generation had the EJ255. STS had EJ257s. So yeah, stock intercooler, stock everything. Yeah, stock everything. There's nothing. If you look at some of the more tuned and modded engines, you are seeing a ton of stuff. That definitely needs to be covered up. There are just exposed wires there. Not horrible, but needs to happen. Intake, everything like that. Turbo down in there. See that little tiny snail? That'll probably get upgraded. I mean, overall, there's a ton of room to work with in here. You can kind of see down in here, there's a lot up front. There's a lot of room back here. Over here, there's ample room to kind of reroute things, to mod, and just to do a ton of stuff with. And I'm sure I'm going to get a whole bunch of crap from my Subaru friends that are going to tell me that I missed a whole bunch of stuff. But engine bay is fairly clean. It definitely needs a good once over. There's not a ton of rust. Things are starting to go a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's corrosion. It's going to happen in any engine, but it's nothing that can't be fixed or tamed. You know, this is a 4-year-old car. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the engine goes. And yeah, the car is overall very sound. The car is in really, really good shape as far as mechanicals are concerned. I've had this thing serviced at the dealer for its entire life, and it's just in really, really good shape. The things that I don't like, I mean, about the car, there's obviously a lot that I'll go into in other videos, but specifically the paint of this car is just awful. I mean, Subaru's not known for their paint. This right here is basically just from road wear, and they give you this little, you can see it, the delineation here, they give you this tiny little bit of PPF. I'm like, look, there's all this stuff. Yeah, this does not look good. This needs to be redone. But they give you this tiny little bit of PPF for when you have rocks coming off the front of your car and kind of going to the back here. Then it doesn't do anything. It does absolutely nothing. But, I mean, at least they tried. But it was not a great try, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, I mean, overall, oh, this is gross. I mean, it's not as in bad shape as the Volvo, but there's a huge dent here. I mean, it's a 4-year-old car that has, oh, actually, I didn't notice that. Front fender is cracking a bit. It's a 4-year-old car. There's going to be wear and tear, but that is going to be fixed. So there's a lot I want to get done with this car, and we're going to turn it into a project car. So I guess here's the announcement. What I want to do with this thing, I want to turn it into a Grand Tourer, which it sounds really weird. Bear with me. I want to turn it into a $100,000 Grand Tourer. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, I'm making this video right after I had the Lexus LC 500 for about 10 days, and that thing was just otherworldly as far as comfort, as far as sport, as far as touring, and everything just seemed really, really amazing about that car. And I kind of fell in love with it a little bit. But I wonder if I didn't love the car, or if I just loved the idea of a Grand Tourer. My favorite car right now is a Jaguar F-Type. So what I want to do is kind of turn this into a WRX F-Type. I want to upgrade the suspension. I want to upgrade the exhaust. I want to put Dynamatting in here. I want to give it a bit more horsepower. I think Grand Tourers need to have more horsepower these days. Most of them are pushing 400 and 500 horsepower, but I want to give this thing at least 300 to the crank. You get 265, 244 horsepower and pound-foot of torque, respectively, in this generation. So it's It doesn't need a ton to get there, and it's already quick. This thing does 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, reportedly. I don't think I've gotten it the 0 to 60 in less than 5.1, 5.2, maybe. But yeah, I want this thing to be a comfortable cruiser, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the Volvo a little bit. You know, I'm gonna be a dad soon. I want to have a more comfortable ride for my family and for my incoming child. So I think it's going to be a really cool build, and I think it's gonna be a little bit unique because I don't think I've seen it anywhere before. I mean, everyone and their grandma has basically done a build of a WRX where they want it to be more sporty, they want it to be, you know, a race car, they want it to be an autocross car, they want it to be a track car. This is going to go in the opposite direction, but it'll still make this more sporty. So the whole theme of this is, can we make the WRX faster and more comfortable at the same time? So that does it. Basically, what we're gonna do is turn this thing into a really cool, sporty, grand touring kind of hatchback. It's, like I said, I don't think it's ever been done. I thought it would be really cool to do for me, but I also thought it would be really cool to do for you guys, so that you could see something that has been never been done, or something is really unique, especially since, you know, we have the time and, you know, the know-how to kind of do this. I'm gonna partner with a shop on this one. It's going to be a little bit different than the Volvo. The Volvo is kind of a car where we wanted to test out our knowledge and learn how to you know, work on a car and do things on our own. That's the DIY project. This one, I'm partnering with a place here in New Jersey, and it's called AZP Installs. Hopefully they can help me bring my vision to life. And, you know, they seem to be really excited about the build too, because it's something that's unique and, like I said, hasn't been done before. So we wanted to do this for me. I mean, I want to do this for me, but I also want to do it for you guys. So, you know, 6,000 subscribers on YouTube is pretty impressive, especially since we just started putting in effort on YouTube this year. So honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching our videos. Hopefully this brings it to the next level. Hopefully you guys will like this build along with the Volvo V70R, and we're really excited to bring you more content about this car, about the Volvo, about more press cars, and hopefully in the future more project cars to come, thanks to your views and your subscriptions. So keep hitting the like button, keep subscribing, keep hitting that bell next to the subscribe button to get all of the notifications for all these videos. And that's pretty much it. So again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Gregson. This is Shifting Lanes, and I will see you next time, hopefully, when this thing has some cool stuff done to it. Well, I will catch you next time. See ya.